It's a strange feeling to watch West Ham lose a game, and not only lose a game, but lose a game by 3-0, and come away feeling actually pretty all right about it. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't immediately. I wasn't last night. After the game, I felt like you would do naturally, a bit deflated, a bit annoyed. I wouldn't expect myself to be skipping away from a 3-0 defeat. But now I've had time to sleep on it, have a little reflection, look back at the game. I actually felt we played all right. I thought that was actually a pretty good performance from West Ham overall. I think the 3-0 scoreline flattered City a little bit. I don't really think it was a 3-0 game. I thought we played well. It was individual errors that cost us, but there was a lot to take from it. There was a lot to be encouraged about. And that's how I feel today. I do feel I've got a fair bit of encouragement from that performance, because I think before the game, I think most West Ham fans would admit that if someone had said to you 2 or 3-0 defeat, just draw a line and move on, I think most would have taken it. We wasn't humiliated, which is one thing I was very fearful of, especially being on Sky and all these things. You think, oh no, we don't want the whole world watching us get absolutely tonked. But I actually thought, especially the first half, David Moyes, fair play, got the tactics absolutely spot on. We played a high press, which I love to see, causing Man City a few problems, putting them under a little bit of pressure. And then when we didn't have the ball, which was, let's be honest, quite a fair bit at the time, we were very well organised. I thought that the midfield were excellent. Downs and Paqueta's partnership was brilliant. Quite encouraging for the future, actually, that. When you consider what could happen this summer with Declan Rice, with his future a little bit uncertain. You kind of look at that midfield thinking they played well. They complemented each other really well. And fair play to Flynn Downs. I thought he had a good game, although we'll come on to a couple of things that he did. It was an error, but I don't want to focus on that really. I thought he had a good performance from him. Another player I thought was excellent was Angelo Bonner. I thought was just, before the goal, but the first half I thought he was absolutely solid. Very, very good at the back, and that sort of level-headed that we need. It was a strange game, wasn't it? Because we had all this sickness bug stuff. And when I first saw the lineup, I hadn't spoken to X much about it, but because I wanted to get early sort of access to the lineup and stuff for the website. And I first saw it and I thought, oh, brilliant. He's rotated the squad. He's rotated. Brilliant. But he didn't. I think that we had a sickness bug. Now, there has been a lot of talk online doing its rounds a little bit that West Ham have pulled a fast one there and sort of suggested, oh yeah, they're sick, just so that we could have escaped issues, whatever it is, from the Premier League or whatever. I don't believe that. I don't. West Ham, I don't believe that sort of club. I don't think we're clever enough. West Ham don't come across like a shrewd business that go, I know what we can do. I just don't think that's the case. I genuinely believe that they were sick. I think the bench showed it. The fact that they travelled there and then came back, I think kind of shows that they weren't well. But it looks, ex-WHO employee has confirmed that. That's what he believes is the case. And I'm certain that is the case too. And also, it looks as well like they might be back for the Manchester United game, which is very, very good. I don't want to go right into the talk for the whole match. I'm just going to sort of just talk about the little key points of it. As I've said, first half, very good. Very, very good performance. Very solid. And it was weird though, wasn't it? Because it got to half time and I was very encouraged. I thought that's good. That's what I wanted to see. But I always knew they'd score. I always knew we'd lose that game. Even though we were playing well, in the back of my mind, I just thought we're not going to win this game. Man City will go up the gears here and we're going to struggle. I don't really think they did go up through the gears, though. I don't think West Ham necessarily were that bad in the second half. I just think it was those sort of little costly mistakes, individual mistakes that cost us. First one being Ogbonna for the goal. Well, having said that, Flynn Downs gave the foul away, which was an error from him. But again, I can't really fault Flynn Downs. I really like Flynn Downs. I think he's a good player. Let's be honest, every time he's called upon, he puts in a very good performance. That really encourages me. I look at him and sort of thinking, we talk about this Rice replacement if Rice is to go. And you look at Downs and thinking he could be like the perfect player for that. He seems to get better. The fact he's rarely ever called upon, and when he does play, he looks like he's been playing a lot of the time. I'm very encouraged with him. But as I say, he gave the foul away. And that's the annoying thing. To score from a set piece was really annoying because in fact we were so solid. But it was Ogbonna's fault. He got pulled away. He played onside, played Ake onside, scored a goal. And once they scored, I don't know, there was that feeling, wasn't there? Game's over. I don't know what it is. I think the players felt it. I think we all felt it. It was just, it was coming at some point. Knew they were going to score. The second goal. Now, this is why I want to sort of have a talk about certain things. Actually, I'll tell you what, before I go to the second goal, I want to talk about a player who came on for Soufal, who went off injured. And that's another video we'll talk about a bit later. We've kind of touched on this, running players into the ground. I talked about players getting exhausted. I warned about this with Soufal, looking at a player. He looks like he's getting tired. And now his hamstring looks like it's gone, which is going to be, 2 to 3 weeks out, if that is the case. So that's really a big blow for West Ham. Hopefully that's not the case. But anyway, very annoying. But Ben Johnson, I'm just getting really worried with Ben Johnson now. I'm actually starting to think that his career at West Ham's coming to an end. He wasn't good enough. Really wasn't good enough. So naive. In the fact how he was dealing with Grealish and just overall play. I'm just getting a bit fed up with Ben Johnson. Really, I'm really gutted about it. I had such high hopes. It's all you want, isn't it, from an academy player to do well and to flourish in the first team and deliver. But I'm getting to a stage with him now where I just don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to make it. There is talk about the contract extension this summer that's now been put on hold. The club are not too sure. You can kind of see why. He rarely gets a game now, and then when he does, he just doesn't look right. And he was just naive again against City. I don't know what's happened to him really. I don't know whether he's lost confidence. I don't know, but I'm concerned about him. On to the second goal though. I was annoyed by that in terms of Danny Ings. So Danny Ings has come on now for Antonio. At the time when that sub happened, I actually felt, do you know what? That's the right decision. I actually think, get Antonio off. As I've talked about earlier, save him, want to reserve him. Then looking back, I kind of think I might have been wrong as well in my thought process there, thinking because Antonio is actually having a very, very good game. I'll come to player ratings at the end, top 3. Antonio is in that. I think he was really good. One of his better performances for us this season. Really, really caused them a lot of problems. He was just I worked his socks off. Really impressed with Antonio actually. I have been of late of him in general, but I thought he played well. Danny Ings comes on, and he's 2 or 3 minutes he's on the pitch, and then gives the ball away like he did in such a sloppy, cheap manner. And it just really annoyed me. That really annoyed me. I thought, you've come to this club, you're already falling down a pecking order. Let's be honest. He doesn't really fit the system. That's not Danny Ings' fault. He's not the type of player. It's West Ham's fault for signing a player that doesn't fit our system. Lo and behold, another one. But it does annoy me. You've been given a chance here. You come on against Man City. It's a big game. You're on Sky. Put in a good shift. Put in a good performance. And he just does things like that. And that really, really wound me up. I'm getting really concerned with things. I'm starting to wonder what we've done here because he's a highly paid player and you just don't see where he fits in. And he gives the ball away. He ends up going released to Haaland. He goes through and scores. Great goal, though. I mean, from him, you can't ever go at that. I'm getting concerned with Danny Ings, though. I would talk about Danny Ings at a later video. I think we'll probably do one next week on that. But we will do. Me and Riley will talk about Danny Ings. We'll make it a subject. We'll let you know what day that's going to come up. But I am getting to a point with him. I am worried. And that really wound me up, that goal. Because at that point, I think it was 70th minute. You've got 20 minutes to go. Only 1-0 down. They might start getting a bit nervous, thinking, hang on, this isn't going quite right, especially if we start playing some decent football. And then we go and do that, just give them the goal, really. Don't get me wrong, it was good finish and there to do more, but it was very sloppy from an experienced player. So that was a bit frustrating. And the third goal was just unfortunate for us. It kind of flattered City. I think they're a bit lucky with that one. Deflection and all that kind of stuff. It just happens. Good strike, I suppose. But I think actually, all in all, and I might sound a bit, people might criticise me for saying this, but I actually do think that scoreline flattered Man City. I thought West Ham played really well overall. And it's really given me a lot of encouragement. I actually feel quite, as I've said, it's strange, isn't it, to walk away from a 3-0 loss and feel like, actually, that was pretty good. And that's how I'm feeling. It's really weird. But it has to be backed up on Sunday. We can't then go to play Man United at home and play badly and lose. We now need to build on this because, let's be honest, we need those 3 points. We need that just to keep us up. Although, I would like to know your thoughts on this because of the relegation battle. What do you think we need to stay up now? Because I actually do think even if we lost every game, we probably would just stay up. Obviously, I do not want that to happen. I don't think that will happen. I'm sure there'll be more points on the board from West Ham. I think we're probably going to get another maybe 6 points, maybe 7 even. I do think there's a bit more there for us to take. But as I'm saying, I do wonder whether what we need for the rest of this season. I'm starting to believe that we are probably safe anyway. When you look at the fixtures and the other games that teams that have got, you start thinking they've only got a couple of games to go. I just genuinely think now we probably are going to be okay. So I'd like to know your thoughts on that one. West Ham, overall, that game, I was pleased. I wanted to do the top three then performers. Do you know what? I know he gave the first goal away, Ogbonna. He was out of position and it was his fault. A bit naive from him. I actually think he deserves to be in the top three. I'm going to give him third. I thought overall his performance was good. He's just a steady head sometimes, not Bonner. He deals with situations really well. He gets the ball out. If in doubt, put it out kind of player. And I really think we need that. We're going to need it now with Zuma being out. He's probably going to be out for the rest of the season. That's my gut feeling. I know the club that are... Actually, I'll tell you what, XWH employee has provided a little bit of a positive update on that one. We'll talk about that in another video. And that's going to be coming up, I think, in a couple of days' time. But we'll talk about the injury situation because there are some big updates coming up on those. And Zuma being the key one. So it might not be as bad as we first feared, but I'm still at this stage. Let's go with what we believe at the moment. He could be out for the rest of the season. So actually, I think when you look at Ogbonna, he's a player I quite like to have, and the way he's playing at the moment, I thought he played really well overall. I know, as I say, minus the goal, but I thought overall he played really well. I'm going to give number 2 to Paqueta again. I thought he played well. He's although. He does frustrate me a little bit at times. He does give the ball away occasionally when you just think, because he just sometimes goes a little bit casual. He's still got that little bit of casualness in him, hasn't he, Paqueta? You watch him play and you just think he does something really brilliant, really amazing. He gets the ball back and all of a sudden he sort of, I don't know, he plays a really sort of nothing pass to no one. And you think, come on, concentrate. You've got to concentrate. You can't just do that. You've got to be really focused. I think that will get better with him. It is getting better all the time, but some of his play was pretty exceptional. Really, really lovely. His passing is looking really crisp at times. Like way he cuts, I just love it. I know I talked about this previously. I'm dancing. I'm not, but honestly, I did. I do like him, and so I'm giving him number 2. Number 1, no, Mick Antonio. I thought he was great. I thought really good performance from Mick. I like to see him play that way. I like it when he's up for it. And to be fair to him, he has actually played pretty well recently. It's good. And he got a little bit of rest. Obviously, Danny Ings came on with 20 minutes to go ish. And I think he came on 65th minute, whatever it was. And he really cocked that up for me. I'm not going to keep moaning about it. But yeah, for me, then player of the match is Mikel Antonio. I'd like to know your thoughts, who your top 3 are. That's what I want to know. I think what we're going to start doing with these, we're going to keep a table of the top 3. And maybe we'll set up a voting system as well so we can pick out who the fans believe will be the top 3 as well. Because at the end of the season, I'd like to know where the players are sitting. Obviously, Declan's been very good the last few games, like that, but I obviously didn't play. But yeah, Mikel Antonio for me, definitely the number 1. On to Manchester United now. That it's a big game, isn't it? I've got a good feeling about it. I've got a really good feeling about it. I'm not doing the preview yet. That'll be up tomorrow. No, it'll be up Saturday. Sorry, that'll be up on Saturday. The preview, and we'll go through the team news and bits and pieces and what the predictions we've got. But I'm actually starting to have a little bit of high hope for that game. I really am. I'm feeling pretty good about Man United. I'll tell you why. Because it's a bank holiday weekend. We're playing on the Sunday night, which means everyone's going to be out on the Sunday having a good day, having a good time. There's going to be a few beers being drunk, I'm sure. It's under the floodlights. We've just played pretty well. And let's be honest, if we win that, we're safe. We are safe. We get the 37 points. We haven't got to worry anymore. We can start switching off in the Premier League and just draw a line over this season, focus on the Europa Conference League. Now, what a feeling that'll be. What a feeling that'll be. That'll be such a relief. I just want to see the back of this Premier League season. I really want to see the back of it. And I've got a feeling we might be celebrating on Sunday night. I really hope so. I mean, let's be honest, even a draw would be a good result. It would be decent. I think another point would probably do us fine. But I've just got a good feeling about it. But I'll do the preview, as I say, with predictions and what have you. But let us know your thoughts on your top 3s, what you thought of the game, and and also your thoughts on the Man United game. But until then, come on, you Irons.